Let's move on to obsolete objects. Alabama, I'm going to skip the first one and go straight to the second one today. Bex and I saw this. We were driving this morning down the 101 toward LA, and we saw these sunglasses on a woman next to us. This is an approximate pair of sunglasses. If you're watching the video version, you'll see them above me. I have a thing for big, stupid sunglasses, or just big, stupid glasses in general. It's a particular kink of mine. And Bex was saying, like, I like the way sunglasses look, and I even like the functionality of them, but I think they've become obsolete in my life. So this subject, or this topic, when we do obsolete objects as a segment, what we're really talking about, things that once added value to our lives, but maybe our lives would be fine or even better without these objects. Which, by the way, you can send us your obsolete objects, podcast@theminimalists.com. Oh, you can also send us your sucky advertisements, your checkout line wisdom, your amass it or trash it questions. Should you keep something? Should you let it go? We'll let you know on a future podcast episode. Just send it to podcast@theminimalists.com. But Bex, we were driving and you said sunglasses. I feel like I used to like them, but they trick our bodies.
Yeah, I mean, I still like them. I like them from a design point. I like them from an aesthetic point. But I just don't like wearing them anymore because they do trick our bodies. They filter out certain, wavelengths of light that our bodies really need in order to tell what time of day it is. And turns out that's actually really important for our health. Circadian biology, circadian rhythm, it makes a big difference being exposed to the full spectrum of light at any given point in the day versus a highly filtered one. And granted, with the example of driving this morning in the car, in a car, as long as your windows are up and you don't have a convertible or something, you're still not getting the full spectrum of light. It's not like you're outside where you would be getting the full spectrum of light. So driving is one of those examples where it's it's probably not making that big of a difference to have sunglasses on versus not. But when you're actually outside, it does make a big difference. Yeah. And so I've just kind of been like, well, yeah, they look cool. And yes, it's nice sometimes to have a pair of glasses, especially when you're driving, to reduce glare and eye fatigue and stuff. But just feels like an obsolete item at this point, despite them being very attractive sometimes.
And often it's difficult, especially at first, because you're so you've been trained to wear them, especially you're going to the beach and it's so sunny out. But that's when you want to be exposed to the full spectrum of light. I'm not saying stare at the sun, obviously. No. But what I'm saying is that it makes sense to go without because of your circadian rhythm for your own health. Yeah.
And so what you'll find, generally speaking, is if you've been wearing sunglasses outside most of the time or all of the time, that there's an adjustment period where your eyes they're pretty unhealthy, frankly. They don't react the same way as they're designed to react to the bright, full sunlight. And so there's I don't know what the window of acclimation is, but there's a period of time in which it's just going to feel bright and overwhelming. And maybe you wear a hat or, some other sort of mitigation strategy where you're out for a few minutes and then you go back inside and then you're out for a few minutes later and you go back inside. But I don't even notice it now. Yeah. I never wear sunglasses and I don't squint. It doesn't hurt my eyes. Every now and then, when I'm on a boat, on the water and the sun is really intense, I'll be a little squinty, but it's pretty rare. I usually wear a hat, but other than that, that's the only accommodation.
I've never really worn sunglasses.
Yeah, I wear glasses most of the time, so I don't want to layer over there. So I feel a lot better hearing that.
Yeah.
I don't feel like I'm behind because I'm like, oh no, the California heat, I should wear sunglasses and a hat and da-da-da-da.
Yeah. Unfortunately, vision glasses filter not all of the same things, but it's not quite, it's kind of like a car window. It still filters stuff, but...
Did you enjoy this standalone Patreon highlight? If so, you can listen to full episodes of the Minimalist Private Podcast, available exclusively on Patreon. Visit patreon.com/theminimalists or click the link in the description. Your support keeps our podcast and YouTube channel 100% advertisement free.